I
So,
I would like to do that.
you do want to work on it too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hear. Let's start with yours, Rich, because you should have two stunts, I believe, and you only have
Yeah.
one.
So I have one idea for a stunt. Um, I don't know. Well, I'll just tell you. So I've got the amazing robe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when activated, it just, shines all this crazy hallucinatory, charming light, right?
Right.
And so then I've got the cloak of stars, which is like a cloak that, you know,
Well, it's not like a real physical object. It's more of a Nyxborn ability that makes you appear like the night sky.
oh, is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's not a actual cloak.
No, no, it's you cloak yourself in stars. Here, let me.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't.
never mind. Okay, that changes my idea entirely.
Um, if you look in the Theros book, at any of the gods, and you see them kind of like have this kind of like nighttime star effect on them, it's
Yeah,
it's like that. Like you're switching your body to looking like that.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'm actually gonna have to work on the stunts using the points and stuff. So that might take me a while.
Well, feel free to like think of get one of your abilities. Like, let's start with the Cloak of Stars, right? What does the Cloak of Stars do? Let me bring up your character sheet again.
Here it is.
Okay, okay, thank you. So, Cloak of Stars says, as an action, you wrap yourself in a starry cloak, appearing like a silhouette formed of the night sky. When you do, attack rolls have disadvantage against you. This cloak lasts for 1 minute until you doff it, or until you die. Once you use the straight, you can't use it again until you finish the long rest. So now, Cloak of the Stars is a long rest ability, right? So
Right.
if you look at um, uh, use economy, a once per long rest ability gives you a -6. And if you're basing it off of something you have, based on the ability you already have, it's a -1. So that gives you -7 points if you want it to be something that modifies your cloak of stars, which means that and then as an action, which is right, it said as an action, and as an action is -2. So that's 6, 7. That's 9 points,
I see. So I could use
and
9 points
and then itself, which
worth of
is
other stuff.
-2. So you would have 11 points to use to stunt your cloak,
Oh wow.
which is a lot. That's a lot of points that you can use. Oh, and then it lasts 1 minute, so it's +3, so that's 8. So that's 8 points again. Essentially, you go through it and you have to like rebuild the skill or a lot of the action economy of the skill, to kind of get it to be um, that uses kind of a thing. Oh, sorry, actually, it's a -2. Man, I forgot. So if it uses a limited use class skill that recovers all long rest, it's only a -2, not a -6. Um, oh no, that's if it's a multi-use one. So the -6 is correct. So we're at 8. We're at 8.
8 points.
We're at -8 plus 3 points, 11 still. Um, is that right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus 3, 8. Yeah. Um,
And in the stunts page, you wrote that what you start with a base of your supernatural abilities points.
yeah. So right now you're at +3. So you're at -8 in your point. The points for your stunt right now is at -8, and you can max out at 3 points. So you have 11 points to use. And
I
so
see.
yeah, so now you can look at like your bonus abilities, bonus disabilities, movement, change behavior, and adding like healing or buffing die to, and you have like 11 points until you can't add any more points.
And changing the behavior, how much does that cost?
It's 2 points to change it, to change for a target for a single target attack or ability to yourself. Um, that's if you're gonna target self, or then force to target other is a +4. Um,
Oh, never mind. That's totally different. Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to brainstorm a bit. I think that's gonna take me a little while.
yeah, but let's see, buffing type C is 4 points, and it gives you a choice of advantage on an ability check or saving throw, resistance to a damage type, or immunity from a condition. Um, so you can spend 4 points to, for example, um, also start giving you um, I don't know, advantage on what's a saving throw that you're weak on. Like, oh, it gives you plus advantage on strength saving throws. Um, or
Oh,
you
on a
can,
saving throw.
yeah. Or you can do buffing type A and spend 4 points to give +2 to your strength saving throws. Um, like that's just ideas, you know. You can um, let's see. Uh, um, you can modify your movement, or you can add movement to the stunt and then modify your movement. Um,
Well, I was thinking of hashing out that teleportation one. So the act of teleporting, like
mhm.
how would I write that in terms of points used?
um, so um, so if you, when you don it, if you want to be able to move after you don the cloak of stars, you add +1. But then if you want to modify that movement so that you're teleporting during it, then it's +2 because it's 5 to move and then 5 for the teleport. So,
Oh, I was thinking more about like the other stunt, the wingman.
oh, the wingman one. The wingman
Yeah,
one.
so like,
So to put that one into points, it's kind of might be a little bit harder. Um, because I think right now it's really strong. Um, let's see here. Um, because let's
I
see.
was thinking that one, maybe that could be also, I was thinking about like what action that would use. And I was thinking maybe it would be like a DM, what's it called? Like up to the DM, like an act of God or something.
So that stunt. Where did it go? It's over here. Yeah, that stunt is strong. As it is, like as it is right now, it's stronger than the point system.
Okay, so as it is, okay, cool.
I believe so because right now it says once per short rest, you teleport to an ally who asks for it as a reaction. So action economy
Oh, who asked for it? Okay,
so
right.
yeah, so as a reaction is +1. It's targeting. It's technically targeting an ally, um, but it's not. there's no range limit right now. So if we do the point system, we might be able to put a thorough range limit on it, right? So the question is, does it target yourself or does it target the ally?
Wait, did we say the action is reaction?
Yeah, yeah. So when you use up your reaction, so that when on somebody else's turn, or whenever somebody else says that you can choose to teleport to them,
Okay.
right? So you're technically targeting them,
Yeah, I guess they would be the target, right?
right?
Or would I be the target because I'm teleporting myself?
Yeah, you don't get, so then like that means you don't take anybody else with you, right? So if it's a self target. Currently there is no range, so we would set, so let's put, so that this is the first thing where we're setting the limitation. The range is 120 feet, so that's +4. So right now we're at 2 points. The duration is instant, so it's 0. So we're currently at 2 points. It's a reaction, so it's a +1, so that's 3 points. It's how often was that? Once per. Oh, there's no limit.
Okay.
So that's +4. So that's we're currently at 7 points. Um,
Well, I guess if it's once per short rest, is that what we had?
no, oh yeah, oh yeah, right. It's once per short rest. Once per short rest. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Somebody's following us. What is going on here? What? Who did I just miss? Spooky Zadie. Thanks for the follow. Woo, nice. Thank you, Spooky Zadie. Thanks for following me to China. So once per short rest is -4. And so we were at 3. No, we were at. Okay, sorry. Let me start
Yeah.
over. We're targeting self
Reaction is
-2.
1 point. Range is
Um,
2 points.
so 2, 0. Reactions 1, so that's 3. Once per short rest is -4, so we're at -1. Okay, so at -1, we're setting the target as 120 feet by spending 4 points. But that's not right. So we're not. So the setting target range, single target. So no, so it would be self, yeah. So it would be self -2. We wouldn't add anything to range. So -2, reactions +1 is -1. Once per short rest is -4, so we're at -5. With 3, that's 8. So that gives you 20 feet of teleportation.
Oh,
as
that's not great.
a reaction for short rest. Let's see here. When somebody else asks for it. So, this isn't necessarily based on an ability you already have. Your Nyxborn, let's see. Single target, multi-target. If it's self-targeting, you get a D4 buffing die for free. So here's something. Technically it's a buffing A die. Right. So the teleport will give you a D4 for either an ability check, an attack roll, a damage roll, or a saving throw. So that doesn't apply to anything on the teleport.
Is there any way to boost the movement to more feet?
Well, right now we're just taking the base level without doing any weird modifiers. Let's see. Restrict what can be affected. Okay, that it doesn't affect giants. Is that it only affects anything else? So I'm gonna say -2 so that it only affects your friends. You were at -5, so now you're at -7. Oh, sorry, no, you were at 3. So this gives you another. So you're at 25 feet of movement. Every time we get another -2, we can give you another 25 feet of movement, or another 5 feet of movement teleportation. So you're 25. So we can give it assisted, which would mean that the ally also uses their reaction. And that would give you 30 feet of teleport towards your ally. Okay.
Maybe I should say the target is the ally. And then just say 120 feet.
Alright, so the target is the ally. Let's try that. Okay. Single target when using an oh, that's only when using an attack or ranged ability or spell, so yeah, so technically
Well,
it is.
aren't spells like Dimension Door like range spells?
Yeah, so do you have Dimension Door?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's look at because this is more about it being like based on like your character's storyline than anything else.
Right.
So yeah, but right now it still targets self instant, and we don't apply the range because we're doing the movement. So right now that is still just -2, and it's reaction +1, so that's -1. Let's see. What spell slot level is Dimension Door?
4th level.
4th though. No, that's not -4, putting you at -5. Once for short rest is still one of the better ones. So that's still -5. Yeah, the ability is just stronger as is than it is using the point system.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah, it's probably good just the way it was.
But if you want, you can
I had
pick
the
up.
same thing. I had the same problem with teleportation stuff because my character is all about teleportation, and a lot of the teleportation stuff is too expensive unless you add extreme restrictions.
Yeah, like we can add like the ally being bloodied or
Oh yeah, maybe having the ally be bloodied is a requirement.
I already have a stunt like that, by the
Oh,
way,
you
as
do?
well. Yeah.
What's yours?
The one that I have changed to meet, so I'm getting rid of the stunts that I have, because one was just too overpowered and the other one was really underpowered compared to the point system. So the one I changed to was Ethereal Retreat, which is, let me get the exact wording for you. Um,
as a reaction when an ally is bloodied within 30 feet.
mhm,
Um, within 30 feet of him, of Xeon, he
of,
can allow them to move 10 feet through the ethereal plane.
uh,
Oh,
and only
ah,
maybe used once per rest or once per long rest.
Yeah, once per long rest. So this is so the point of this though is that it's based on his own ethereal step ability, but now
Hmm.
he gets to once per long rest share it with an ally who's bloodied,
But it's, yeah,
and so he spends his
instead of,
sorry.
sorry. Instead of them spending their movement speed, I allowed them to move 10 feet is the thing. Because ethereal step is I just go into the ethereal plane and I move myself. For my movement speed, they just get a flat 10 feet of movement. Based on the way it works with the point by point system, I could only buy 10 feet of movement.
right. I see. What's your other stunt?
I don't have one. That's the one that was under, like I had the piercing arrows and um restraining shot. Uh, but the restraining shot was underpowered, and there wasn't really a way that I could feasibly add damage to it or something like that, just to base the way it was. So we're gonna redo the other one.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So there's it is very difficult to like just pull things out of thin air. Here, let me go to your stuff here. Um. Technically, we're basing this stuff on you being Nyxborn, but what if we do? There's something we can do maybe because we can take in we can do things like look at your mirthful leaps or your blade singing as a source to help give you extra movement. Essentially saying something like
Oh,
while um like your mirthful leaps so, like you leap towards an ally who asks for it, and so then you can add a d8 to the movement of it because it's based on the mirthful leaps, and so essentially you long jump teleport to them, and then that with the way we have it set up is that while an ally is bloodied and they ask for you, you can teleport 30 1 to 38 feet towards them, which as a reaction. And no damage, change behavior, bonuses, abilities. Oh, right, you get another -3. And then we can base it, so that's -4. So that puts you at 40-foot teleport on reaction.
Well, that's not too bad.
Once per short rest. And we can increase how often you do it if we're willing to go down. So if we're willing to go down, let's see, it would be 10 feet. So if we're willing to go back down to 30 feet, so that it's 31 to 38 feet teleport, we can go to one of the ones that are 0, which means that you can use it any number of times as long as you beat a CR, which is 12 plus half of the monster CR rounded down. If you're able to use a stunt. Which, since it would be to your ally, it would be their level rounded down? Yeah, this is more pulling off a stunt towards enemies. I don't really have a way to do this with allies. So what would I do for the ally? It would just be based on their save, maybe? This isn't really using the skill you're based off of, so let's see. We would need one more point to be, well, primary stat modifier per short rest, so that way you can do it multiple times at 30 feet. No, I think 41 to 48 feet. Okay, so let's write it all down. Alright. Let's see. So, -2 self. We don't do anything with the targeting. +0 instant. +1 reaction. -4 once per short rest. Let's see, not doing any of those. Getting -3, no damage, etc. Matches SNG focus, so plus D4 to movement, plus D8 to movement based on mirthful steps. -1. Oh, sorry, that's two different things. Matches SNG. That's stuff that'll get added to later. So on the points part is -1 based on ability have. -1 ally has to be bloodied. Let's see what are the points at right now. -4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, +1, 10. So 10. Oh, we're actually doing pretty well. -10 points. -3. Only player characters can call for help. So this means that nothing else, like Gary, can't call for help to have you teleport to him. Let's see. And then assisted. Ally uses reaction to call for help. That's -2. With that much, you are, so that sets your points to, let's see, 4, where were we at? Hold on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 14. 5, 6, 7, 10, 14, 16, 15. So you're at -15 points out of 3. So you have 18 points. And it's 2 points. So actually that's 9, that's 35. Right? No, that's 45 movement. Okay. 18, 2 points per is 9. 9 times 5 is 45. So that's 40.
Hey, I noticed on here you have it written that for teleportation, it's 1 point per 5 feet of movement.
Yeah, so let's say you wanted, let's say that this was something that you would activate and you would just be using your movement, your regular movement. Then that means that instead of moving, you would teleport. But because this is part of a reaction, you're not using your movement. So therefore, you have to add movement to the stunt, which costs
Okay.
1, and then you have to modify that movement to teleport.
So it's 3 points per 5 feet. Is that right?
No, 2 points per 5 feet.
Oh, 2 points per 5 feet. Okay.
So what I got right now is 45 feet of movement once per short rest, plus a d8 plus a d4, which means that it's 47 to 47 to 57 movement.
Wait,
For
how
a
do you
short
get
rest.
that?
So I wrote it down. I have it in the Therosian Tales. So it's -2 to self, +0 instant, +1 reaction, -4 once per short rest, -3 no damage, or other modifiers, based on other buffs. -1 based on an ability you have, -1 Ally has to be
I
bloody.
just mean, how did you get the extra?
D4. That's from the S&G movement. That's because the Nyx Spawn, since you're self-targeting, you get a D4 buffing die for free. And I'm just allowing that to be part of the movement, as in it's buffing the D8 from Mirthful Leaps.
So I would roll. I would get 45 feet plus a D4
Plus a D8.
buffing die.
Yeah, because essentially you long jump over, teleport part of that long jump, and
Okay.
yeah, and then that would allow you to teleport pretty much since 2 feet into a new block puts you into that space, 50 to 60 feet.
$50 to 60 feet. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Which, if you look at the map here, I don't even know how doing the window like that made it look on the thing. But if you look at the map here, you do in this map in particular. Where are you? You're over here. Here's 60 feet from where you are. Right, like it's like here's 60 feet. Like you can go in between the other two satyrs.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
So if somebody gets really far ahead, like you can, they call you, you can go whoop and get really close as a reaction.
Cool. Yeah, that works.
But that's still just your first stunt. So you still have another stunt to think of.
Right.
That's just what your wingman is now. All right. What were you thinking?
We talked about it in the comments where we do the etherealness, based off of the ethereal effect that I have on my character. We would deal a bunch of damage to an enemy. Do you remember that? We talked about it in Discord.
Let's see.
You said when you had time, you'd take a look at it.
I didn't have time, so let me look.
Yeah, I know. You said you would, like, I didn't have anything. It was just theory crafting. We didn't really come to a
Is that the
conclusion
one where like you
on.
would shoot the enemy and then
Yeah.
it's like similar to like you giving your ally the etherealness, but in this case you shoot them so hard that they go into the ethereal plane for a while.
Or something like that. Or instead of shooting them into the ethereal plane, it's an effect where where the etherealness is like ripping apart, like part of them goes to the ethereal plane, so it acts as like a kind of almost like ripping of the body, kind of. Does that make sense?
Wouldn't necessarily do that as far as how it.
Well, I'm just to deal damage, not to. That just being flavor, not actually.
Okay, so then it would be. Hold on, let me.
Because I get bonuses to dealing damage because it's more of an aggro based trait, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
So I get a bonus D10 damage to a reaction, or I get a base D6 on an action.
Hi, Spooky's80. Working with my players right now, so sorry for taking so long to respond. We have somebody watching, so. Yay.
That's fine.
Let's see. Yeah. So, let me go to the thing and start writing it out so that I can get the points and stop losing track of it by trying to keep track of everything in my head. So first of all
Yeah, that's
is
fine.
single target within weapon range, -1.
Okay.
-1 single target weapon range. No target options on the area control. We don't need to add extra reach. And how do you want it to last a certain amount of time, or do you want it to just be an instant thing that just deals extra
I just
damage?
wanted to deal damage, so I guess
Because you can
kind
add.
of an instant damage thing. There isn't like a duration that I was thinking of.
Okay, because
Um,
if you're like knocking them into the ethereal plane, like you could have it last until your next turn or something. So
mhm.
instant is +0. So it's just like a rah, kind of like a shock thing. Okay,
Yeah,
secondly,
a special kind of shot.
secondly, this is going to be an action, or do you want it to be an attack replacement?
Well, if it's not an unless it's an action, I don't get the bonuses. So,
Oh, okay. So
but it could. But I also get a D. So I get a D6 from it being a action, or I get a D10 for it being a reaction. So maybe it's like a reactive shot. I don't know.
let's see. Okay, so if we do reaction, okay. So that's +1 for reaction. +1 reaction. Let's see here. Reaction +1. Use economy. You're currently at 0, so you have 3 points. We can come back to that. What was it that you wanted to do? You just wanted to do a bunch of damage?
Yeah, I guess. I'm just kind of trying to come up with something that's based off of what is going on already.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing that I can do is based damage off of the system you have.
Yeah, so for free, you're heroic destiny, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for free, you get essence of reaction. You get plus D10 damage for free. And you can add do you want it to be an ethereal arrow that doesn't use up your ammo? And therefore, instead of adding just weapon die damage, you
It
can
doesn't have to use up the ammo. I was thinking of something I could do with the hammer as well. Like it's
okay.
based off of my ethereal kind of power to
Oh, right,
move
right, right. So,
things between dimensions.
okay, so then, see, +1 weapon damage. And I actually got to go back and edit. Rich, since you're getting 2 die, you're actually getting a D8 plus 2D4 movement. And you can also add your S&G bonus to the movement. So that should, yeah, it's a you should have, it should be good enough compared to how powerful the old one was.
Yeah, it comes out to about 60 feet of movement, right?
Yeah, which is why I'm like, well, no, I mean it's 16. So it 50, 60. Yeah, that's like 65. So it's more like it goes 48 to let's see, 48 to 61 feet of movement, which is 50 to 65 right now, which is really good.
Yeah, so should we just average that out?
Well, you'd still have to roll the die, but it's sort of, but it's some. That's what I'm saying. Like that is the average, right? The average is that you're taking, at minimum, you're teleporting 50 feet.
Right. Okay.
Um, at maximum, you're traveling an extra 10 feet. So, let's see here. Single target, instant weapon damage. That puts you at 1 point. You're doing weapon damage plus a d10. Let's see. Any other conditions for your shot? Like, does the enemy have to be bloodied, or?
I mean, it depends on what the point's looking at. If I can't quite meet the requirements, I guess.
Well,
Uh,
hold on. -1 for based on ability already have. Um, you're so currently right now you're at 0 points. Dealing and since you're on the second tier of ranks, you're dealing um 2 times weapon damage and 2 times and 2d plus 2d10 for 0 points, which means that um the number of times you have 3 points. You're if you add one more condition, then you can do it any number of times. So if
I'm
you
dealing double damage. What do you
yeah,
mean?
yeah, like
I do
it's
double the damage from my normal attack.
yeah. So as an action, it would deal 2 times weapon damage plus 2d10 damage because it doubles the dice because it's rank 2.
What if it's a so I can do it any number of times if I add a condition,
Yeah,
you're saying?
like if it requires the enemy being bloodied.
Hmm. Is there
Now don't forget this is taking up an entire action, so instead of you getting 3 attacks, this is taking up. This is putting all your eggs in one basket kind of thing.
Oh, it's just the one attack?
Yeah, because it's the single action, right?
Yeah. Oh, right. Because I'm not taking the attack action. I'm doing the attack.
Right. Oh
I
no,
mean,
sorry. This
you
is
said I'm
this.
at 0 points.
Sorry, this is a reaction. So this is yeah.
I
That's
mean,
right. This is a reaction. So this is even.
I guess, yeah, the condition being, well, what's the condition for the reaction?
Yeah, that's one of the questions. So that can affect how much extra points you have.
Well, I mean, is an enemy being bloodied a condition for a reaction? I don't
Um,
think so.
well, an enemy being bloodied, is sort of like the idea would be what, like you become blood crazed and you can just start using your reaction to get extra damage off.
Uh, wait, what? Hold on, repeat that? That didn't quite make sense to me.
No, it's the condition for the reaction is that normally you're using the stunt, and it's you have only so many things. Essentially, you're saying that the idea here is
So,
just that
so it's like a layer action almost.
it yeah, essentially. But it uses your reaction, so you won't have your reaction to do anything else. But what else are you using your reactions for?
Um, Nothing really.
Yeah, because you're always in range, so you never get to use your reaction because an enemy is moving away from you.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So I mean, the condition would. So if I add a condition, you'll make it, or we'll
If
be able to make it an unlimited amount of times. So I guess, because like I can't think of anything other that would be useful here other than just like a bloodied.
okay,
Um, I don't know. I know that doesn't help.
yeah,
I mean, another condition would
like
be just no, because that would fall under the other category of multiple targets. I guess because it's an attack, or it's not an attack action. I guess that's fine.
it's a
An enemy
reaction.
being bloody, that makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
So
then
on an enemy that's already been, is it an enemy has to be bloodied so below half?
yeah, so it's an enemy that's already gonna be about to die, kind of thing.
What about an enemy that's already injured?
I have
Is that still?
no, I have either the enemy's injured or I can have it be it requires the enemy being at full health, as in it's something it's like an opening gambit kind of attack or stunt.
Well, it being full, so the enemy has to be. Okay.
Like that's that's
Um,
that's what I have. If they're just injured, but they're not bloodied, it's not. I don't have a thing for
Bloodied
that.
is fine. Yeah, let's go with bloodied because
Okay.
that'll help us with enemies that we leave on 1 HP like we always do.
And then you can just use your reaction to kind of finish them off. So it's like a killing
Yeah.
blow. So then that puts it at um, any number of times. Okay. +4 any number of times. So that puts you at, let's see, 0 -1 +3. That is 3 points. And it deals weapon damage plus d10 damage. Of course, you're tier 2, so it deals 2 times weapon damage plus 2d10 damage. And then Rich.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so your thing is 45 plus d8 plus 2d4. And you were at -15 points before. We can change your use economy if if you really want that 60 feet, it's really good. But if you're willing to take a shot on how many, reduce how far away you can go, you can definitely add um, to how many times you do it. No, I think this is good. We'll keep it this. This is as close as we could get to the original idea, so we'll leave it at that. That's good. 40. You're currently at 48 to 61 feet of movement. Yeah, that's good. Right? Am I doing the math right? Yeah. Okay. All right. You guys came up with anything else for? Well, actually, no. That was your second one, wasn't it? Andrew. So. Yeah. Did you think of anything else, Rich?
No. I think I gotta brainstorm some more.
Yeah, no problem. Feel free to shoot me up in the chat, and I'll in the Discord, and I'll try to like brainstorm with you there.
Yeah.
Let me open up your character sheet again. Take another look here. Because one of the things you can do is you can change like one of your spells so that it's different. So there's also that.
Is that written in the point system page?
Technically, yeah. Let's see. It's uses a spell slot level 2 or lower. Means that you're using one of your spells. Let's see. And if it uses one of the skills you're trained in, you can kind of get like
Oh, I
extra
see
stuff
it.
that way. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, I guess I'll brainstorm some more this week and shoot you a line and try and figure it out for next session.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. I'm gonna log out here, but thanks, Eddie, and see you next time.
Yeah, see ya.
I'm gonna do the same. Thanks, Eddie.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Let's see here. Okay, everybody. Thank you for coming to watch. Really appreciate it. Please comment, like, and subscribe here and on Twitch, and support me on Patreon. Bye, gamers.